Good morning, everyone. I'm Belinda with Just Be Yoga, and this is our home yoga practice live. You like my crazy hair? It's kind of was in a hat, and I decided whatever, cause it is hair, Welcome. I'm Belinda with Just Be Yoga, and this is our home yoga practice live. Welcome to our first exploration into home yoga practice in 2021. My goals with the home yoga practice, if you're new to this, is to help folks learn ways and tools of rolling out your mat at home, confronting what makes you not want to do it, and then being prepared to honestly step into what gets revealed when you do it. So how do I do this practice at home? Why am I doing this practice at home? So I just said the word honesty. Today, I would like to really explore and start off our practice this year with truthfulness, honesty, Satya. And Satya is a part of what's called the Yamas. It is one of the Yamas. So it is a Yama. And so what's a Yama? Yama. No, the Yama is one of the first limbs of yoga. So yoga has 8 branches in a tree. All right. So the first branch is Yamas, and that's how we behave in the outside world and with others. The Niyamas are how we behave within ourselves, and what kind of guides our behaviors and our inner characteristics. And then Asana, how we behave in our bodies, yoga poses. Then Pranayama, breath, how we behave in our breath, how we grow in our breath. Pratyahara, senses, Dharana, focus, Dhyana, meditation, Samadhi, bringing it all together. Call it the trunk of the tree. Okay, so Satya, honesty, and truthfulness. Certainly that can have everything to do about our words. And I don't want to really dive into that right now. I figure a lot of people are coming into this to be in their bodies as a practice, but do know that this is about yoga connecting everything all together. So I don't just work the body and ignore how I behave with my words and my actions off my mat. It's all one thing. Of course, we're going to work the body today, but I want to bring honesty then into how we're moving, honesty into our motivations. Why am I here? And I really want to explore ways of practicing this in a different way. Please know that when I'm sharing practice with you, it is as genuine as I can get it. So it's, Belinda was thinking about, all right, have I been honest on my mat and in my body and in my level of practice? And so I'm holding myself accountable. Yay, me. And the other aspect of today's practice will be Citta, vrtti, our mind agitation. The second Yoga Sutra is Yoga's Citta, vrtti, nirodha. Don't worry about trying to memorize the Sanskrit. It basically means, some of y'all know if you've done teacher training with me or if you've been in the studio, I say, yoga tells the mind to shut the F up. And then that's like a lifetime journey, right? Because there's no instant shut up mental agitation. But we're going to hopefully look at, honestly, in our practice this week, but specifically today, what is the agitation in our mind? We can't get it to be quiet without getting to know what it is, right? We got to go through it first. Okay, so lastly, getting into, and I'm standing up here so that I'm near my computer so I can flip through some of these banners, and then we're going to get down to brass tacks, so to speak. If you're coming in, feel free to type a comment. Let me know if there are things that you want to work on, whether we can get to them today or it starts to inform some of our yoga planning for the rest of the week and for the rest of the month. This is an interactive process. So say hi, or let me know some things about your practice that you want to explore or that you've noticed that's growing also, okay? So how do we start to do this? We'll be talking about how to set a yoga practice plan. A practice plan. What are we practicing? We know that this week we're practicing truthfulness and honesty, as well as working on the second Yoga Sutra, how to tell my mind to shut up. And then we need to start to just get down to the brass tacks of how much time do I actually have. Those of you who are coming into the live stream, maybe you're committing that, okay, there's an hour, I have an hour of my time. But please know that in your home practice, it's all about you. So if you've got 15 minutes to have some honest, sincere time with yourself, take it and write that down and say, today or this week, I'm going to find 15 minutes a day, and I'm going to commit to that, okay? So set the amount of time, how often, your duration, whether you're going to commit to a week, 2 weeks, a month. Don't just set off, though, and say, I'm going to do, 12 months of blah, right? Oftentimes, if we set our goals too steep and too rigid to begin with, we really set ourselves up for failure because we'll quit. All right, next, observe, right? We set the plan, we say what we're going to do, and then we do the thing. Maybe I should call that do the thing. But do the thing, and then we observe what we're doing. So we do need a journal and write down some of the things and reflections on what it is you noticed physically. Those are going to be the easiest things to write down. Had a pain in my right hip. My left foot had a cramp. I got distracted because I forgot to turn my phone off and I had a lot of notifications. Or I got bored. I got ticked off because a pose was hard, right? We start to really reveal to ourselves what's going on in our mat, in our minds. And then lastly, guidance. And you're getting that hopefully here, but seek guidance elsewhere. Many of you know that I have made recommendations in the past. Wake up, camera. There we go. In the past, with Heart of Yoga by TK Desikajar, and also Lilius Folan, trying to get the reflection to be gone. Lilius Yoga, especially for those of us who might be, in the 40-plus category. Lilius is considered to be like the grandmother, the PBS yoga lady. But she's also, been really continuing to practice in her age and in her aging, and has a beautiful practice and wonderful guidance about how to grow maturely into our practice as our bodies start to change. So those are 2 suggestions for today. I'm going to stop yapping, and I'm going to get ready to start to go back down to my mat. Just as a quick reminder, today we're going to be talking about Satya and working on elements of being honest in the poses that we do, and then the quiet mind aspect. So if you saw some of the summary that I had put together in our the beginning of this video, so when you clicked it, you may have seen that I wrote, we're going to set a plan, some of the poses that we want to do, and then we'll do them for a certain level of depth or number of times, and then we're going to do that sequence silently. So that means I'm going to be quiet. And that hopefully, as we're all then going through the sequence that we've just set and established, and we'll do that sequence together a few times, and then we're going to do it silently, meaning I'm going to be quiet, and we're all going to move according to your practice plan and your set amount of duration and time, and we'll observe what goes on in our mind and in our bodies in the silent execution of just doing the thing. Silence is really huge in our practice. And a lot of times, our studio experiences don't really give us a committed, dedicated amount of time in silence. Because there's a lot of instruction that's going on. There's a lot of speaking. There might even be music or lyrics going on. And I'm in no way judging or criticizing that. But that eventually, if we don't also establish that I am practicing silence and actually do the thing, we never will. And it's always going to be relegated to something that's, I'll get to it. I'll do that eventually. So we're going to start to practice a little bit of that. Alrighty. I am going to suggest that we start to do our practice. Why don't we start it lying down? Again, I'm going to encourage you that if you're here, feel free to type into the comments on your YouTube or on your Facebook, just to at least say hello and good morning. Or, even if you're popping in later on demand, Write a comment. Let me know that you are here. Give me your thoughts on the practice, on the video. I know that the camera's having some focus problems, so if you're running into that, I apologize, and maybe we just tune into listening more than watching, but also making suggestions about things that you want to work on in your practice. Let us start today lying down. Good morning. Is that my friend Gaia? Oh, it's Megan. Good morning, Megan. Hi. Alrighty. So we're going to start lying down. I'm going to keep my knees bent. My low back has been a little bit aggravated, so lying down flat immediately would create more discomfort in my body, and I don't want to go for that. I'm arriving here, honestly, already within myself about what feels right and good to create some ease. Start to feel the body and feel the breath. Make a choice about how you are positioning your body. And maybe invite yourselves to reflect on, honestly, why are you here? I want to do yoga. Honestly, why do you want to practice? Be honest about what you want to feel, what you want to let go of, what you want to activate. Do you want to activate certain muscles and a level of working? Do you want to activate peacefulness? Be honest. And maybe that honesty leads you to mentioning to yourself your fears, your reluctances. Start to feel your breath flowing in and out of your nose. And feel what your physical body is telling you already about what's tired, what's aching, maybe what's injured, what's stiff, what's raring to go physically. And then I'll invite us to draw the knees into the chest, maybe hold the knees with your hands, gently rocking a little side to side. Let the rock happen without you having to control so much, so that we can start to just explore an honest way of being in our bodies right now. Letting whatever's going to happen, happen. And then we'll bring the feet down. Knees are bent, heels toward your butt, separating the feet a few inches apart. So let's just feel that out. Do I know where my feet are? Can they be about 4 inches apart? Knees are also separated, but not splaying, so a nice even space with the knees. Spine is resting on the mat. Maybe lift the chin a little bit so that your neck is not pressing into the floor. So we're building an awareness of our physical countenance, how it is positioned. Let's take a breath in. Exhale, push down with the feet, pushing the hips up. Now start to notice, did you push yourself to the max, to the point that you're straining? Notice your muscles and what they're telling you in different areas. Notice your knees. Now be honest about whether you're going too far, too much pressure. Do you know when you're feeling an intensity of sensation? And exhale, lower it down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. And we'll draw the knees into the chest. Feel the belly expanding with the breath. Notice whether you're straining in the shoulders. Keep the knees bent, let the arms relax, and we'll let the knees fall over to the right. Notice your breath. Breathe in and come up and over to the right, left. So we're feeling the spine. Notice everything you can about your physical being. What is happening? Not what are you making happen. Breathe in as you come up. Let's go to the right. Now you start to feel out how long you want to hold here before you come up and over to the left. Getting your own little bit of a rhythm, but try not to be in a hurry. See all that you can observe in your neck, your spine, your groin, your arms. And then we'll go over to the right one more time, going right and left one more time. Breath in. Breath out. I'm going to come up and I'm going to go over. Now I noticed on that time that I kind of snatched, I kind of yanked my body. So I'm just noticing, okay, how am I treating the body? Did I carry some ease with me? My neck is feeling a little stiff here. I'm just taking a diagnosis. I'm observing. I'm not judging. Just observing with as much honesty as I can. And then I'm going to come to center. And bring the feet down. Bottoms of the feet together, knees open. Noticing what's going on in the groin and how it's feeling. Noticing my shoulders, my neck. Where is there ease, as well as any sort of distress? Did I take looking at things honestly as looking for the things to be critical? All right, I'm going to come back to center, and I'm going to straighten my legs this time. Going back to the Shavasana, the corpse pose. So remember that I had started with my knees bent because my back had felt a little distressed. But now my body's a little warmed up from that movement. So we're going to do that whole sequence again. So feeling my body, just lying here, my eyes are open. Why am I here? I'm here to practice yoga, to practice connection. That's what yoga means. Today I am practicing being honest with myself and developing a quiet mind. And maybe right now, the way that I'm developing that quiet mind is keeping my mind right here on the mat and not letting it run around to all the other things I have to do today. That's a beginning. I'm going to walk my feet in when I'm ready. So you take your time, all right? We don't all have to be flowing at the same time. Positioning my feet, getting ready for bridge, about 4 or 5 inches apart. I'm going to check in on the state of the soles of my feet. So I'm flaring the toes, working some of the muscles in my feet, building a stimulating awareness of those feet and those muscles. Shoulders, neck, making sure I'm not pushing the back of the neck into the floor so that there's a curvature under there. And when we're ready, breath in. And breath out, I'm going to lift the hips. Breath in. Breath out and lower. So I'm going to do 3 bridges. That was 1. And I'm going to make my way up to 2 when I'm ready. Pause and feel honestly what's going on. Checking in, am I pushing on one leg more than the other? And lower. Am I in a hurry? And lift for the 3rd. And lower, feeling my spine come down to the floor, trying to be honest about what I am aware of that is going on. Drawing my knees into the chest, using my arms for a gentle hug, feeling a little stretch in the back here. Now the spinal twists 3 times, relaxing the arms, again choosing your pacing, going to the right or left first, and then we'll do each side 3 times, observing the spine, Observing honestly on how much activation and how much letting go. And that might mean you need to slow it down. That might mean you need to have a pause. Noticing the areas in the body that are most resistant with an honesty. In between my shoulder blades, a little tight. My low back is a little tight, but it's not as tight as it was when we first started. Noticing how I carry my breath with me. Now I'm going to find my other side on my last of my third sequence. Not rushing you, just letting you know I'm doing the third. I'm coming back to center, hugging the knees. This time I'm just going to lift my forehead up to my knees because it sounds like a good idea for me. Feeling the breath, so we're just observing all that we can about our physicality and about the ease and freedom of breath, lowering the spine, and then I'll bring the bottoms of the feet together, knees open. If you're comfortable doing this, this is a very vulnerable, revealing pose. If you're not comfortable doing this, just go ahead and hug the knees in, maybe relaxing the groin. 3 breaths here. This is called reclining butterfly or bound angle, reclining bound angle. All right, I'm going to come out of that and go back to Shavasana. So now our practice is going to be to do this silently, and I'm not going to guide us through. The sequence is corpse pose, where we are. Bridge 3 times. Spinal twist 3 times. Reclining butterfly or bound angle 3 breaths. Back to corpse pose. I will say begin, and then I will be silent until the next time we're in corpse pose. Begin. Good. Let's take a breath in corpse pose. Maybe just notice that you're taking in sound. Maybe reflecting on what you got to practice and observe within yourself as we did that sequence silently on our own. All right, new sequence. I'm going to walk the feet in. I'm going to bring the knees into the chest. I'm going to pull the knees toward my belly and feel my back and try to tilt my tailbone to the floor and then relax. Tilt the tailbone to the floor and relax. And it's perfectly fine if you're kind of confused and don't know what that means. Can you press the small of your back to the floor as you're learning new areas of the body that you're trying to direct? Good. And then we'll straighten the legs up toward the ceiling. Point and flex, toes toward your face, and then point the toes to the ceiling. Point the toes to your face, driving your heels to the ceiling. Feel what you're feeling in your legs, and then point the toes up to the ceiling. And then relax the feet, keep the legs nice and straight. Your knees could be bent, all right? So the more that you're straightening the legs, the more that you might be working the core and the leg muscles. We'll reach the arms overhead so that the body is in the shape of an L. Let's breathe in. Exhale, rock all the way up to sitting. And let the upper body go round the spine. Don't yank or tug. Breathe and notice what's going on in your body, what you're feeling. Now let's point and flex through the toes, ankles. Breathe. Sitting back upright, reaching the arms overhead, and rock all the way back onto your back, legs up toward the ceiling. Bring the knees into the chest. Good. Tilt the tailbone to the floor, back and forth a few times. We're going to do this again. New sequence. Good. Straighten the legs up. Relax the arms. Point and flex through the toes and the heels. Really stretch. Feel your shins and your calf muscles, but don't strain. Notice your breath. Notice the amount of work your body is telling you and different areas of the body that are starting to talk. Reach the arms overhead, big long stretch through the upper body, body in the shape of an L, breath in. Exhale, we'll bring ourselves all the way back upright and exhale it forward. Round the spine, don't yank or tug. If you need to keep the knees soft, keep them bent a little. Notice your relationship with intensity. Let's practice that honesty. And we're here to practice kindness. Now you can work the ankles and the toes. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good morning, Carla. I see you on the YouTube. Great. Let your neck go. Scan as much of your physical body that you're becoming familiar with. That's starting to establish a conversation. And we'll roll the spine up, legs together, sitting up, ready, and taking ourselves back. Bringing the knees into the chest, and then we'll tilt that tailbone down to the floor, pushing your low back to the floor and relaxing, doing that a few times, even if it feels confusing. Not trying to perfect anything. We're practicing, we're progressing, and there is no destination. Good. We'll send the legs up, relax the arms, legs together. Right now, scan from the top of your head through the neck, through the shoulders and chest, all the way to the tailbone, all the way to your feet. What are different body parts telling you about how they're working, how much they're exerting, what's stretching, what's uncomfortable, what can you change? Let's point and flex through the feet and ankles again. If you'd like that to be ankle rotations, feel free. Just building that awareness and working the feet intentionally. Breath, maybe even looking at them. Arms overhead, big breath. Exhale as you rock it all the way up and take it forward. Observe what's going on here. What has changed? What is honest about what's going on in the physical body experience? What's honest in your breath experience? Where you're not forcing, you don't have an objective, we're just looking at this situation, observing and receiving information, not trying to deny, not trying to change anything before we even get to know it. And roll the spine up, reaching the arms up and overhead, ready to rock it all the way back. Nice. And we'll hug the knees in. All right, we're going to do that sequence again, this time 3 times silently. So the sequence is we're hugging the knees in and we're doing the pressing of the low back into the floor a few times. Then we're straightening the legs and we're doing ankle and toe flexes about 3 times. And then we're reaching the arms overhead and we're coming up to sitting and we're forward folding. Maybe call that for 3 breaths. And then we'll bring ourselves back up and down onto the floor, hugging the knees in. So we're going to do that, the whole sequence, 3 times silently. So we're just hugging right now, breath. Notice your body, notice your mind. Where are you carrying tension? Arrive within yourself as genuinely as you can, not trying to do or be anything other than who and what you are in your body right now. Begin. Hugging the knees into our chest. Feel the body, observe your breath, and observe where your mind went. Was your mind critical? Was your mind kind of preoccupied with trying to memorize things? Did your mind go to areas that felt really tense or tight, where a stretch was a little limiting? Did you get angry about anything or frustrated? Did anything feel really good that you were like, hey, I think I want to stay here? Did you let yourself stay there? Let's rock our way up to sitting. We'll walk the feet into boat. Feet are planted, knees up, arms out in front of us. Welcome if you're new or jumping in right now. I'm Belinda with Just Be Yoga, and this is our home yoga practice live. We're practicing Satya, or honesty, in our practice today or this week. I'll try to work this theme all week, as well as quiet mind. Yoga Citta vrtti nirodha. Yoga quiets the mind. So we're doing a set sequence that we've practiced together quietly and observing what goes on in our minds, starting to learn how to establish practicing at home, how to do it. All right, so I'm in boat. All right, so now I'm choosing to start off here just so that I'm showing folks a nice basic boat. If you want, and it's in your practice, knees together, chest up, you can lift those feet. They could be down here. They could be up here. You can also just stay right here. You could even have your hands here. Boat. Chest lifting, feet rooting. Breath. Sitting up. Thrust the front of the rib cage upward. Feel your feet pushing down, chin level. We're probably feeling some working, some exertion starting to happen in some muscle activation. Maybe in the legs, maybe in the low abdomen, maybe in your back. If anything is aching in your low back, make an adjustment. Don't go into the intensity. Let's find some ease, but apply dedication. Breath in, breath out. Straighten the left leg, hug the left arm around the right knee, right hand behind you. Stay here. If you must, and you feel as though a bind in this Asana is yours, then go for it. But I would love it if we could stay moderate, especially in the beginning of our practice. But be honest with yourself about your motivations, all right? Breath in, sit up tall, exhale, twist. You know, and when I say let's be honest about our motivations, I have to check myself, because remember, all I'm trying to do is kind of put my practice as, on view, right? And I can have a motivation to want to show the depth of something that I can do in my body. But that isn't the point, nor is it my healthiest space, especially in the beginning of my practice. My body would really appreciate me to take it more slowly, and I could do deeper manifestations of different poses after the body has warmed up and acclimated. Chest is lifting, spine is twisting, squeeze left thigh. Breath in, breath out, release. I'm going to drop the right knee open. So now the sole of my right foot is against my left inner thigh. Some of you might want that foot a little lower. Some of you might want it higher. Make sure that you can feel your sit bones. You could even put a pillow or a cushion under this knee if that hip or knee are uncomfortable. Let's sit up tall, breath in, exhale, calming forward. 3 breaths, maybe pointing and flexing the left foot. What's lengthening in your spine? Where are you feeling spaciousness and freedom being created? Where are you feeling space being restricted? And we'll roll the spine up, and I'll bring the bottoms of both feet down again, finding my boat. Now, each time we come to boat, it doesn't have to be the same type of boat that you did the last time. Especially as we repeat this a few times, you might start to find some muscle fatigue, that you're running out of gas, that you feel like I can't do another. So maybe modify, but still apply yourself toward a discipline of, I said I wanted to connect with my body. That's all that we're doing with yoga. Yoga, connect. I'm here to connect. I'm not here to tone my body. I'm not here to get a six pack. I'm not here to even improve something. I'm here to have an honest conversation with my body about where it is on its level of activation, rootedness, fluidity, openness, communication. Good. I'm going to straighten the right leg. Choose where you want to be with the twist. We're going to do the twist now on the other side. This is called Asana. A. Breath in, sit up tall. Exhale, twist from the lowest part of your spine. Feel the right leg squeezing and pushing into the floor. Feel the top of your head lifting your upper body upward. Feel your rib cage making space for breath. Notice your mind. I'm choosing 3 breaths as just a nice little counter for your practice. You're getting to determine how much time. I'm going to let that left knee drop open. I'm bringing this heel toward the groin because that feels good on this hip for me. Remember, I said position yourself for what's comfortable on this side. Breath in, sitting up tall intentionally. Breath out, coming forward, 3 breaths. And bring ourselves back up. Good. We're now going to do that sequence silently 3 times. So that means each leg that drops open or in the twist, each side 3 times, which will mean we end up with 6 boats. All right. You're choosing your amount of time. Honesty and quiet mind. When we are done with our 3 times through that sequence, let's make our way to hands and knees. So we've done a reclining sequence. We've done 2 reclining sequences and then a seated sequence. Now we're going to work our way into a sun salutation, which will be a standing and moving sequence. We're going to sink our hips back to child's pose, knees are wide. If child's pose is not comfortable, if you can't do weight bearing, just bear here. We're about to come up to standing. Breathe in, or maybe just come up to standing and wait. Breathe out. Stretch the torso forward. You can always put blankets under your knees if that would help. Be honest. Please do not be forcing yourself into a space of agony. There are no shoulds in yoga other than honesty. Let's breathe in and come forward to hands and knees. Let's step the right foot up. Tuck the back toes. Straighten the back leg. Step the left foot up. Roll the spine up to standing. Eyes open, and let's be honest about all that we can see, hear, feel about standing in this space and time, in this room, at this moment on this day. And breathing in this room at this moment on this day. Let's breathe in and reach. Exhale, forward fold. Your knees could be bent here. Be honest. We'll bring the hands down. Step back to hands and knees plank. Breath in. Exhale, lower down to your belly. Lengthen the legs back. Push down through the hands. Lift the chest a little. Keep your belly button on the floor. Keep your gaze down. Unsqueeze the butt. Feel your whole low back and try to increase space and ease in your back. And if that means you got to back it down, back it down. Breath in. Exhale, come the foot up. Tuck the back toes, straighten the back leg. Step the right foot up. Roll the spine up, coming to standing. Now maybe that was too fast for you. When we get free to start to practice this silently, you're all going to get an opportunity to really feel out what is a pace that is honestly mine. And letting go of any of that pressure of needing to keep up with a pace that I'm doing, that anyone else is doing, that isn't your honest space. Feel standing, what's pushing down, what's growing tall with ease, but you feel the muscles engaging. Notice your breath. Are you letting it freely move into your organs? Your mind, where is it? Can you ask it to stay right here? Are you noticing it start to get restless? Let's breathe in and reach through the ribs, through the waist. Exhale, hinging forward. Feel what's going on in your body. Maybe you're bending those knees. Breath. Let's place the palms down. Step back to whatever plank is yours. Maybe hands and knees. Breath in. Exhale. Feel your way as you lower the body down, bending the elbows deliberately. When the belly is there, walk the hands back a little bit. Maybe use your thumbs and tickle your lowest rib and pin those elbows. Be intentional and deliberate in your physical body. Nothing is happenstance. Nothing is just kind of sort of there. Breathe in. Lift the chest. Keep the hips down. Exhale. Calm the hands and knees. We're going to step the right foot now. Now maybe you need to help it up there. Tuck the back toes. Straighten the back leg. Step the left foot up. Rolling the spine up, finding your mountain. I'm going to go through this sequence with us one more time before we do it silently. Breathing in, breathing out. Hands down, stepping back. Remember, you could be on those knees. Lowering through, feeling your way. Try not to drop yourselves to the earth. And feel that honestly. Feel your intention. Receive it if you did fall to the earth. Feel the honesty of it, not the shame of it. Feel the honesty of it. Like, wow, that was hard. My physical body needs more support for that. More patience through that. Breath in, lifting the chest, offering your heart. Mean it honestly. Exhale, hands and knees. I'm going to step the left foot up, alternating that lead foot, maybe helping it up there. Tucking the back toes, feel the back leg stretching. Stepping that right foot up, feel your breath in your body. Let's ragdoll hang. Rolling the spine up. We're going to do this 2 more times silently, all right? And feel free to watch if you feel like that was too much of a sequence for you to remember. But don't worry about trying to keep up with my pacing. It is still your honest space. Honest quietude in our own minds. Stand in your mountain and feel where you are. Maybe try not to adjust anything and just accept the truth of standing in the skin you're in this way right here. All right, we're going to do one more sequence. It's going to be a standing sequence. And we'll pull the right knee up. That could just be here. That could be here. Some of you are pulling that thigh up to the chest. Right leg. Try not to lean back. Feel your upper body standing tall. Feel that right leg out in front of you. Bringing that knee up. Stepping it back. Spin the foot flat. All right, it may not have gone that smoothly. You might have needed to have stepped the foot back a few times in a more staggered approach. Turning sideways. Starting to bend and straighten. Arms out. Shoulders down. Wrists relaxed. Face soft. Breath abundant. Elbow to knee, reach. Bring it back. Good. Straighten, reach, triangle. Hand could be here, hand could be here, backhand could be here. You don't have to look up if you don't want. You can be looking down. Bringing ourselves back up, sinking, looking forward, stepping our way back up. Left leg lifts. However high your body will navigate. Do you need to accommodate coming lower so that you're carrying ease? Reach that left heel. Bringing it back, stepping it back. Maybe you're taking a few steps for stability. And spinning that foot flat. I'm going to keep my back to you here. Arms open. This is warrior 2. Up and down 3 times. Try not to lock the knee, so don't jam it back. Sinking in, side angle. Be in both legs, your hips, push the legs into the earth. Lengthen your spine. What does that mean for you? Be honest about how tired you are in your body right now. Bringing ourselves back up. Straighten the front leg. Reach, triangle. Breath in, breath out. Be honest. Are you trying to make the body go somewhere it doesn't want to go? What would backing off feel like, not look like? Breathe in. Breathe out. Quiet mind, non-judgmental mind. Good. Let's bring ourselves back up. Bending the right knee. I'm going to look forward and step the left foot up. Maybe you needed to take a few steps. Let's do that sequence twice. Begin. actually believe that one time through is all the time that we have. Let's bring ourselves down to a seated space. Sit any way that you wish, perhaps legs out in front of you, perhaps sit in a chair. You can certainly close out your practice in reclinings. Due to time, I am closing out today after practicing our Satya, part of the Yamas, the very first limb of yoga, honesty, and bringing that honesty onto the mat about the amount of time that we are spending in any certain space of a posture. Honesty about our motivations. Honesty about what we're letting go of. And then quiet mind, creating time and space for intentionally being quiet in our practice. Hear the sound of your voice. Hear your body moving on the mat. Hear your inner thoughts. Relax the belly and the diaphragm. Maybe eyes closed, jaw relaxed. Let's deeply inhale, let the belly expand. Hold. Exhale, press all of the air out, and if it feels safe to do so, hold. Inhale. Hold. The hold at the top is called Antara Kumbhaka. Exhale. Hold. The hold at the bottom is called Baya Kumbhaka. Repeat in this manner and observe your physicality, capacity, ease, mental chatter. Natural breath. Hands to the heart center if you wish to join at the Anjali Mudra. Anjali Mudra is great to practice throughout the day, keeping the palms cupped, holding an intention close to your heart. And I like to use it as a remnant of whatever came to you in this practice, something that was like an aha, either about how you comport yourself or about some words that always come up in your mind. But hold that intention, hold that aha close to your heart. And maybe draw it to you a couple of times after your practice throughout the day so that you're keeping it as a part of you and being less distracted, bringing yourself back to that intention so that the practice starts to become incorporated into your daily being. Yoga is a practice in life. It is a life practice, not just a physical exercise. You can go as deep as you wish in this practice. All the love and light in me recognizes and is deeply grateful for all of the love and light in you. Namaste. Thank you all for joining today. I'm Belinda with Just Be Yoga, and this has been our home yoga practice live on January 5, our Satya or honesty practice with the second sutra, Yoga's Citta vrtti, Nirodha. Thanks so much, everyone. Please share our videos if you find it of any value. And if it's in your heart or your pocket, we will gratefully accept any donation you want to give. You love my crazy hair? PayPal.me/justbeyoga. It has been my honor to be able to share practice with you. feel free to look at our blog at justbeyoga.com to learn more about home yoga practice. How do you start to develop a practice plan? How do you start to set your amount of time and your duration? When you start to edge it up and grow that a little deeper, what aspects do you want to start to deepen? Then observing, journaling, and reflecting. If we're not doing that, even if you're not writing it down, but if you aren't having any amount of time on reflection, then you're never really getting to like plant the seeds and let them grow. It's almost like you're tilling your soil constantly and never letting the seeds take root. So we do have to add the observation, that inner witness. And then, who's your guide? Is there a book that you want to read? Have you read it from beginning to end? Or do you kind of quit it and drop it? Do you integrate some of the lessons that are in it? Do you have a teacher? Maybe if you're not doing a book, is there a single person that you're going to and bouncing off of that person, the things that you are observing and the level of practice that you're in, and receive some guidance, some tips, some mentorship? All right, we're practicing all 8 limbs of yoga. Yoga is the connective tissue that binds them all together. Today we practiced one of the yamas, Satya, or honesty, and the second Yoga Sutra, Yoga's Citta, vrtti. Thank you all so very much. I'm Belinda with Just Be Yoga, and oh, hi, Megan. Thank you for coming. I hope that everybody, and feel free to let me know, like, how did it feel to start to like be held accountable to do your own practice silently? That is something that I didn't do last year, and so I want to bring that into an aspect of practicing, because I really take it seriously of, if you're coming to me, are you learning to practice or are you just learning to follow me? I want everybody to find their own authentic, aka honest practice. And that means you got to start to bring some of that silence and start to do the thing. So create small sequences, turn the music off, get into a nice quiet space, and do it. And even if that quiet space is that you're still hearing stuff outside, maybe you're hearing people in another room, but that you're not adding another distraction, all right? But yeah, I would really love to hear some of your thoughts. So write in any comments that you may have. Please send in some things and suggestions that you would like to practice in Home Yoga Practice Live. And maybe I will see you tomorrow. Thanks, everyone. Namaste.